stays on top of the lawn. Now I'll take my machine and roll back over it, and it will look like we weren't even here. So you see, we do no trenching, okay? You keep the yard clean when you come to the job. And hey, you got a sprinkler head going. See that white flag? You got a sprinkler head going there. You also got a sprinkler head going here. So we're going to pull a line all the way through here to the water. And I know what you're thinking. How in the world are we going to get that pipe on this other side, well? So a little tool we use to get that underneath there, get that pipe underneath there. It's pretty cool. It takes about 5 minutes. We'll go right underneath there. Get the pipe. We'll want to see it. It's called pulling. Side pipe. You can see on that tool we just did. See how that sod stays on top of that dome like that? That's what we want. Now what I'll do is I'll take my machine, take the wheels, and I'll pull it right back over that. The yard will be nice and flat. Like we did on here. You are watching DIY Irrigation Guy. Thanks for watching. You're watching DIY Irrigation Guy, connecting DIYers and contractors together. Today we are in Overland Park, Kansas, putting in a sprinkler system. You can tell it's a beautiful day outside here. But we are here in Overland Park, Kansas, and we're getting ready to pull some pipe. Frank is here digging our tap. Notice, you guys, how clean we're keeping this job. We've used this sod cutter to remove the sod for the tap that we're going to be digging. All right, and we use this sod cutter to remove the sod, so that way whenever we're done with this project, okay, all that sod will get laid back over this hole here. Okay, put all the dirt on this tarp. So that way when we make our connections we can backfill it and everything is nice, clean and flush. So I'll show you what that looks like when we're all done with this project. So yeah, and this homeowner has been real flexible with us as far as scheduling goes. It's been a nightmare with the weather that we've been having here in Kansas City, so definitely hasn't been helpful at all, and he's been very flexible with that. So we really want to make sure and do a quality job for this system. But you can see here, not a whole lot to it. We've got a power line here that we're going to dig up and make sure we don't hit. Always make sure to do a walkthrough with your homeowners before you pull any pipe or install a system. That's going to be very important. Always find out if they're going to be planting any trees. We marked this spot here with the flag so that we don't pull any pipe near this area, because he does plan on putting a tree here. Always pay attention to your cable lines. Cable lines are located there. Okay, now check this out. He's also got a fire pit here in the backyard. He's got a private gas line running here in the corner to the house. Always cover yourself and make sure that you have the homeowner mark your gas line, and make sure they don't do it themselves. Make sure they hire a company, a private gas company, to come locate their gas line, so that you are not responsible with that. Typically they're not very shallow. Okay, they're not your typical gas line that the company comes in and installs to your home. It's just a gas line going out to your fire pit, so it's not going to be deep at all. We're going to put in some drip irrigation here for this homeowner. We're going to wrap that all the way around to the front of the house. We're going to use MP Rotators for this project. We're going to use the Hunter brand, and then next week we'll probably switch it out and use Rainbird, see which one we like more. And then we're going to do the side of the house here near the driveway, and then bore underneath the sidewalk, put a sprinkler head over here on the side. So that's all coming up. Stay tuned for some more videos, and I will show you the after project whenever all this is complete, so you can see what the final project is. And don't forget to subscribe, all those awesome things. Comment, like. If you have questions, leave those comments below. I'll be more than happy to answer those for you. Okay, so let's go check out that finished tap that I was telling you guys about, what that end result looks like whenever you should be done with making your cross connection where you're hooking up your sprinkler system to the water supply to the house. So you remember seeing all those tarps, with all that dirt on those tarps? Now look at it. So the grass that we used the sod cutter with, we cut that sod, folded it off, rolled it back over. It's still a little distressed, but I think it looks pretty good given the circumstances that he had to dig a 4-foot hole out of the ground and make that flush with the yard. So that box you see right there, that's where the backflow preventer is. That's where the water feeds into the sprinkler system. Now, you see this trench? All that is where that is feeding the whole sprinkler system. That's called your main line. Okay, from your main line, you have the valves. We're going to put a valve right here. From there, that valve feeds your sprinkler heads. And where those lime green flags are, that's where sprinkler heads are going to go. So we're going to get started here, and we're going to be putting in on the right side of the house, we're going to be putting in drip irrigation with the brown tubing with the emitters on it. They make different types of tubing for drip. We're going to use the brown kinds with the already punctured holes in them, just for ease of maintenance, and that way we don't have to punch our individual holes for those plants. So, and the homeowner hasn't decided about a landscape plan yet, so it's just safe to use those. So that way he has holes all through the landscape bed so he can get moisture through the whole landscaping. Oh, gopher hole. Gotta look out for those. That's where a valve's gonna go, by the way. Got our piping that we're gonna use. We've dug up all our cables. You've seen this already. Always keep your blade in the ground, fellas. Always keep your blade in the ground when you're not using it and you're leaving it overnight. It's just good safety practice. If a homeowner has kids or a dog and they're out running around, you want to make sure to keep everything safe. It's just a good practice. All right, you guys, we just finished up installing it. As you can see, we got our drip line in here. We ran it in between or around the tree, around our boxwoods, in his landscaping, and the drip irrigation box with the filter is located in his landscaping, so that way he can put mulch over the top and no one will see that valve box. It is a larger box than your typical valve box because you do have to have a pressure regulated valve on it with a filter, and that filter has to be changed regularly. So when that filter has to be changed regularly, you have to be able to access it, get in there, unscrew it, all those kinds of things. But you can see, check a look at the yard. I mean, this is a finished product, looks the same way we left it. That's how I think about it, but we'll do a quick walkthrough. He wanted to, on the initial walkthrough with the homeowner, he wanted to put he has plans on extending the walkway further out. So I took some spray paint and we just kind of came up with a line that he's going to use, and everything in between the spray paint here is where he's going to extend this walkway. So we end up putting the sprinkler head there instead of in the corner where it would be if this was all going to stay grass. But like I said, always do a walkthrough with your homeowners and make sure that you plan for future expansion, and that's why we put that sprinkler head there. So we didn't put any drip lines in here in the front. The homeowner didn't want to do that, but you see we're gonna have to get the garden hose and water in some of this sod. When we use that sod cutter and cut it up into thin pieces, you can tell now that it just needs a really heavy coat of water. So we'll do that before we leave. We did put grass seed, you can't tell, but inside the distressed lines when we pulled the pipe, we laid some grass seed down for the homeowner so that way he can water with his new sprinkler system, and that grass seed will take inside those distressed lines. So let's take a look at the back. Homeowner's not home yet, so that's why I decided to make this video with you guys. I need access into the garage, and which he had given me the garage code. However, we're going to mount a ratio. So when we mount a ratio, we're going to have his phone to be able to sync it with his phone so that he can remotely access his sprinkler system at any time, wherever he is, even when he's not home, on his phone, and he can turn the zones on and off however he wants. So here's one of the valve boxes we put in. Let's not go put that one in. We'll go put this one. We'll go, open. We won't open that one. We'll come here and open up this one. So I'm going to open up the bleed screw. All valves come with a bleed screw on it, so you can open it up manually, which is pretty nice. Well, it's open manually, but now we have to go open up the master valve. So, but all in all, this project went really well. I can't really say a whole lot about it other than it went really good. The drip irrigation lines were perfect. He doesn't have any plants installed yet, but he does plan on doing so. So we're going to give him a kit that he can use so that he can puncture holes inside his own drip lines, and then tee off with different emitters. On those emitters, you can get those installed with 1.5 gallons per hour, 2.5 gallons per hour, you name it, you can do it. So we're going to give him a little kit with all the accessories that he's going to need to do that with, and then that way he can customize his drip irrigation system exactly how he wants to. But we installed MP Rotators on this job. He has a very tight backyard with a nice patio, so he doesn't want a bunch of overspray from his sprinkler heads. So I advised him to install MP Rotators. MP Rotators only operate with the built-in Hunter check valve. You can see that it says check valve. What that does is it allows you, it allows you to water your yard longer, applying less water to the lawn, so that soil can take all the water that you're applying to the yard. If you notice your neighbors, where the rotors pop up, and when those rotors go off, all that water's missing, and then when it's overwatering, all that water can't intake that much, the soil cannot intake that much water, so it just runs off onto your driveway, onto the curb, down the street, all those things. With these MPs, you are going to water your yard less. All the water is going to hit the lawn. As you can see, it's a windy day today. It's about a 15-mile-an-hour wind today, and you can still see how heavy those droplets are, and all that water is hitting the lawn. There's no overspray. That's really, really cool. These heads, you guys, are going to save you about 30% on your water bill. And in the Midwest, in July and August, when you're watering your lawn with your irrigation system, those add up to huge savings. So it may take you a couple years to recoup that cost, because these MP Rotators with the Hunter check valve do cost a little bit more, but definitely worth the investment, the long-term investment. So definitely, when you are thinking about installing a sprinkler system and you do have a lawn where it is smaller, and you have a patio, an extended patio that comes out where you're going to be having parties and things like that, this is a definitely good application to consider. Now, I'm not saying the Hunter rotors, I-20 rotors or PGPs, are bad sprinkler heads. I think they're great sprinkler heads. But every sprinkler head is good for different applications. And for this homeowner, the MP was just a better option. So, walk through. There's one in the corner. We always put our heads on the outside of the property and on the inside of the property. So you can see on the inside of the property, we've got one here, and then we've got one in the far corner, and then we've got another one right here. And then we've got on another zone, we've got the heads here on the outside of the property. So these trees right here put up a pretty good fight with our pipe puller to pull that pipe through that system, but we won. So, but you can tell it kind of put a little stress in the lawn, but for the most part it went okay. We took an axe, we cut through all the roots, made sure the roots weren't sticking up out of the ground when we did pull our pipe, but definitely took some extra time, but at the end of the day it looks good. So all right, so I'm going to close this bleed screw and call this a successful install after I get the homeowner's ratio installed in the controller when he gets home. And hey guys, if you like this video and you want to see more installs from other projects I'm doing, please leave a comment below, like, subscribe, give me the motivation I need to keep making these videos, because it does take time, and I will definitely do that. I'm also going to be coming out with a website very soon with helpful tips and tricks when it comes to mapping out your sprinkler system. The job will go much easier if you know how to pull your pipe in the ground before you install your valves, your backflow preventer, your sprinkler heads, all those things. Okay, there's a lot of how-to videos out there, you guys, on how to do this stuff, but when it comes to pulling your pipe, I can show you how to do that. Okay, so stay tuned for that. That's going to be coming out very soon. There's also going to be free products on that website that is going to help you with your install. So like I said, subscribe and I'll let you know when that's going to be coming out soon.